I think that being a teen caregiver has a lot of impacts on a youth's life. It takes away from them being able to be a kid and experience the things that they would want to experience that all their friends are doing. They may have responsibilities that are above their years. They may be having to do a lot of hands-on types of things they may or may not want others to know they're having to do. It can be a very isolating experience. You don't want to invite friends over to your house because they'll see your situation, that type of thing. May not be able to go to the parties or the football games and all of that because you've got your caregiving responsibilities. Also, it can negatively impact a person's school performance because they may not get much rest at night. They may be up and down taking care of someone during the night. It might look to a teacher like they're just lazy and they're falling asleep all the time, but really they have a lot going on and they just aren't getting enough rest, so it can have a lot of impacts.
People of all ages experience loss at some point in their lives. It can be loss of childhood, loss of time with friends, or even the anticipation of loss. It's not unusual to feel sad, angry, helpless, and confused. It's important to know that you're not alone and that there are tools and support available to you to help you cross the bridge back to solid ground.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name?
Grady.
Grady who? That's nice to meet you. What are you doing?
Well, I'm moving these adobies over here and giving them so we can lay these adobies in joy.
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Ted.
Hi, Ted.
How are you today?
Good.
My wife and I started to build Golden Willow Retreat, and we realized that as we were building it, we wanted to build a chapel out here at the center. And so with that, we wanted some boys to have the chance to be part of an experiential learning process. And so the boys came out here and spent a year with us, studying all the different ways and learning a lot about life and being honest and processing their feelings and really being open, which sometimes doesn't happen out in the public world.
How high are the windows set?
They're set at 3 feet 4 inches off the floor of the chapel.
Building a chapel or any creative process allows a teen caregiver, which everybody is in their own way, just by growing up, a chance to express themselves out of the cognitive mode and put their soul and heart and feelings into something that's external, but allows them the internal process to express whatever they're feeling.
Over Christmas break, we put up the bond beam, as you can see right along the top of the adobes. The bond beam was put up to support the walls.
And so the whole process, the whole experience was just so amazing every day. The scary days and the happy days and the total goof days. But it all came down to graduation. When the boys were in this chapel graduating and saying, you know, now when I wonder if I can do something, all I have to do is picture this moment, look at this chapel, and know I can do anything in my life that I choose to do.
The chapel means to me, it brings like love and respect into my heart, and I'm proud we got to be here to start and finish it, and we worked hard, and there it is.
I think the chapel means to me that we've worked really hard on something we really wanted to accomplish, and we've done it, and it shows that someone like us could accomplish something this big, and it feels really great to do that.
Having teen caregivers participate in art and such things as building the chapel here on the grounds is immeasurably effective for them. It does two things. One of the things is it gives them a sense of self-worth and productivity. The other thing it does is it helps them access their true feeling. And through the arts and through projects, they really get in touch with their pain and with their grief, and that starts the road to recovery.
Located by the Rio Grande Gorge, near Taos, New Mexico, Golden Willow Retreat is a center for people of all ages for healing from loss and grief and learning how to caretake oneself. It was founded by Ted Wired, who through his own losses brings much compassion to Golden Willow and to others who have also experienced loss.
I've had many losses in my life, some large and some small. I see the large ones as the flagships who've developed me as who I am today. I lost my brother in a shipwreck up in Alaska. Then my wife died of cancer after 2 years working with that cancer. A couple years later, my daughters and my mother-in-law died in a car crash. From there, I was stripped and really didn't know what to do. As I did my work and ended up in a treatment center to learn about myself and grow and just really expand on who I was. I then moved into ministerial school and then continuing with counseling and sharing. I then went and got a master's and became a certified grief counselor.
Today is reunion day at Golden Willow for Ted and many of the boys who helped build this chapel. Nearly 3 years have passed since the completion of the chapel, and much has changed in each of the boys' lives. Working on the chapel brought them together as a team, and they shared many valuable experiences that served to help them cope with difficult life situations that were beyond their control. Today, they'll reopen that door to the past and have a chance to share with each other once again.
What's up, bro? Good to see you.
Hi, Ted.
Roberto. We're all a little bigger now, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Have a seat. Take your seat. You know where it is.
Ted.
Sit down. You were the last one pulling in.
Yeah,
I heard you pulling in. Go ahead and sit down. Many of them I had known since they were little. So I'd really gotten to know them and see their tenderness and their beautiful pieces and their hurting pieces. So having them out here was a true honor. It was an amazing process for all of us.
Where's Sam? Sam's
He's driving. I already got my provisionals. Watch, look at this.
As they re-enter the chapel they built, they are not the same boys. They are now teenagers who've learned to express their emotions in ways beyond their years.
So here we are back again in the chapel that we built as a family, as a community, and each one of you with your emotions, what's going on in your life, and showing up and being honest. And today we're going to honor that with the talking staff ceremony, which we've done before. And so let's open the ceremony. For the energy that each one of you have put into here, the light, the warmth, and actually building yourself in this circle. Great Creator, thank you for this chapel. Thank you for all of us coming back together. Please allow us to speak our truth as we tell our feelings as we come back home to this chapel as brothers. Please let us open up, you be the key to this ceremony. Great Feather Energy, I pass you on.
It feels really good to be back, to see all you guys, and to come back and see that our chapel is still standing, and what we did through us building it and going through our times, our hard times, arguing where we should put stuff and if it should stay there, and it did, and it looks awesome the way it is, and I feel that it's just great to see all you guys again, see Cooper and people who I haven't seen in a really long time, and to see the chapel who I haven't seen in a really long time, and it's just really cool to see that it's still up and all you guys are doing good. And I'll pass it on to Joe.
Okay, it's great to be back in the chapel, just to see this amazing piece of artwork we built, and to see all the love and emotion we put into it. This spot is very special to me because every time you walk in, you can just feel the magic of this whole thing we did, and it takes you to new spiritual levels that you've never been before. Every time you walk in, it's a different feeling, and it's great to be back.
First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to Andre for being alive, and it just really means a lot to me and everyone here that he survived this, and it's been hard for all of us. And second of all, I'd like to say thanks for this chapel that we built, and we built this a while ago, and we built it really well, and it just shows what we can do, and we can do a lot more for ourselves and community and the world. And this chapel, and especially this spot, is special to me because I built this, or I helped build this, and my dad's ashes are in under these floorboards here, and all my work that I put into this chapel was a good way to release emotion, and a different way to release emotion, and it was just all thinking about him the whole time. I was building and working hard, and this spot right here is just really important to me, and it always will be, because he'll always be here and part of this great building. I'm gonna pass this on to Grady now.
Thank you, Cooper. It really means a lot to me to be here with all of you guys once again today. We spent a lot of time together growing up, and a lot of great experiences were shared, and a lot of great emotions, and it was a great journey, a great experience that we were able to share together, and I will remember it forever. The spot in this chapel represents the love and warmth that my grandfather gave to me and my family. He wanted to honor all that he has done for me in a special place that can be here forever. And he is what brings the true warmth. That is why I have here this fireplace, to protect and bring that true energy and that powerful feeling into this chapel. Being able to be here and do this and do this for a particular reason, and know that everybody in this world can come here and visit the energy that we put into this chapel, and feel the warmth that my grandfather provides and the strength that he shares. It was, I just don't know how else to say it, but it just was a powerful time.
And so it is.
Terry Barsano is a professional counselor who brings to Golden Willow a deep understanding of art as a way to heal emotional pain such as loss and grief.
Processing grief can be really important for teen caregivers because they're feeling their own grief for what they're losing in their own process, in their own development, and in their own life, as well as they're picking up on the grief that is happening around them for the people that they're taking care of. One of the tools that we can offer to teens is art. Being able to do art. There's a process when any artist is allowed to just create their art without criticism, without judgment. The unconscious starts to put out on paper, on canvas, in clay, whatever is happening. And allowing that to come out of the unconscious and onto a canvas is similar to speaking our truth. And for an adolescent to be able to see what's happening on the canvas, they can begin to understand what is happening to them.
The first thing we're going to make is we're going to make a little vessel, and it's called a pitch pot.
Art is an essential tool for working with people, and especially teenagers who have not been able to express their emotions to others. In this workshop, organized by Golden Willow Retreat, along with faculty and students from the University of New Mexico, artists, teens, and mentors came together to learn about expressing their deepest feelings through art. Sometimes the results can be startling.
The most rewarding thing of working with kids and addressing them on an interior level is that something of themselves steps forward and you get to remind them of that gift, of how wonderful they are. And that's powerful. It's always moving.
I think art is a very beneficial thing for teens in their healing process of letting go of their emotional feelings that don't come out in other ways.
Our work in today's workshop was really incredible. I think that that working with art brought things out in the teens that I didn't really expect to see. Depth, a level of perception. They pulled stuff out of themselves that was incredible to witness.
Making art is a perfect way for teen caregivers to express their thoughts so other people can understand how hard it is for them.
Every time I draw mountains, I feel like something's getting open inside me. Like I can release my anxieties and my expressions. Maybe I could put it down on a paper for other people to see.
The workshops benefited participants in unexpected ways.
I felt like today, working with these teens today was very important to me. It was an awakening. It was made me aware of the importance of us teaching the younger people with our art about all the things the hard things in life that we've passed through.
Writing is really important work for two reasons. It can communicate to another person that they are not alone in the experience they're going through. But it can also just be an incredibly valuable tool for a person to access in the moment what they're feeling, what they're thinking, what the whole complex of emotion and thought is around their difficulties. And it's sometimes amazing to me that writing works whether anybody else experiences it or not. You just write something down on the page. It helps you clarify, it helps you spend your emotion, it helps you, it just helps with the healing process.
When we were in the writing workshop, I was writing one of my poems that I had recently wrote, and people said that it was a real good poem. And when I wrote it down, I felt a bunch of relief come off my shoulders, and it felt really good.
We all have problems, so I don't know, maybe instead of talking to an adult, it would be easier to talk to somebody else who has the same problems as you do.
Doing artwork, building a chapel, painting, all of these contribute to a group think, almost like they are not alone. This puts them out there where they can communicate with other youth, and their work can also communicate to other youth that things are available, people are available for you to get your voice out there and be heard.
I think that art can help teen caregivers express themselves by letting them show their inner feelings on paper and giving it their expressions for other people to see. The expressions that some of us give, reflects on our life and what we face every day, and what we're going through in time to time, because there's a lot of things going on that we all have to, deal with and cope with in our lives that we just can't put aside or brush underneath the rug or something. That we just have to keep our chin up, cock our head back, and look forward,
Through art, you can express yourself and your feelings. And you can be angry, sad, happy. You can take it out all in the clay. You can be gentle with it, if that's how you feel. Or you can just pound it when you're really mad.
Is there hope in your life?
Yeah, there's hope in my life.
All of the young people at Golden Willow were provided with the tools for outward expression of their emotions through painting, writing, working with clay, and the experience of planning and building the chapel. They can now share what they've learned with their peers, friends, or relatives when they experience loss and difficult times of their own. These same tools can also be helpful in other communities as teens learn to become better caretakers for themselves and others through the creative arts. When given the chance to express their emotions through art and talking with others of their own age and situation, teens can start down the path of healing and living happier, more fulfilled lives.
Along each person's path in life, there becomes loss. And within those losses, someone can feel very overwhelmed. It's almost as if their world has come to an end and it's a huge canyon. And looking across that canyon is overwhelming. Knowing about the grief process and how that works and learning that it's a natural process allows a bridge to be formed so they can take one step at a time and actually move over to the other side safely, soundly, and actually be more healthy, more self-realized, and have higher self-esteem. If a teen caregiver can also caregive to themselves, this is an enormous opportunity for that person. They really can develop their love, their connection to family, their connection to a higher power possibly, and develop within them compassion, self-esteem, resiliency, responsibility, and be an amazing person that walks on this earth.